Good morning. This week, in this video, we are going to discuss vital statistics, especially fertility. First, we will see some terminologies which are used in vital statistics. First, fertility, protection of live births or natality. Second, infertility. Infertility means inability to produce a live births. Next, parity. Parity means number of children born alive to a woman. Gravidity, number of pregnancies a woman has had, whether or not they produce a live birth. Next, fecundity, psychological capacity to conceive, that means reproductive potential. Next, infecundity or sterility, inability of a woman to conceive a pregnancy. Here we have two types, primary sterility and secondary sterility. Primary sterility means never able to conceive a pregnancy. Secondary sterility means inability to conceive after one or more children have been born. Fecundability, probability that a woman will conceive during a menstrual cycle. Next, definition of vital statistic system and sources of data. The vital statistic system is defined as the total process of collecting information by civil registration or enumeration of the frequency of occurrence of specified and defined vital events, as well as relevant characteristics of the events themselves and of the person or persons concerned. Second, compiling, processing, analyzing, evaluating, presenting, and disseminating these data in statistical form. The vital events of interest are live births, adoption, legitimation, recognition, deaths, and vital deaths, and marriages, divorces, separations, and annulments of marriage. Next, important sources of vital statistics in India. First, population census. Second, civil registration system. Third, demographic sample surveys such as those conducted by the National Sample Surveys Organization, that is NSSO. Third, SRS, that means sample registration system. Fourth, SRS. Then health surveys such as National Family Health Surveys and district level household surveys conducted for assessing progress under the reproductive and child health program. A separate manual on population census is uploaded in MOSPI website. This manual deals with vital statistics for other sources. Fertility measurement are sources of data. Census, vital registration system, nationality, that is nationally representative sample surveys, then world fertility surveys, then demographic and health surveys. These are the sources of data for fertility measurement. First, civil registration system. The information collected through the civil registration process provides very useful and important vital statistics, also a continuous basis at the national level, starting from the smallest administrative unit. In fact, obtaining detailed vital statistics on a regular basis is one of the major functions of the civil registration system in several countries of the world. Vital records obtained under CRS have got administrative uses in designing and implementing public health programs and carrying out social, demographic, and historic research. For an individual, the birth registration records provide legal proof of identity and civil status, age, nationality, dependency status, etc., on which depend a wide variety of rights. The Office of the Registrar General of India was created in 1951, and the Vital Statistics Department was transferred to this office from the Director of Health Services in 1960 on the deliberation and recommendations of various committees. The Registration of Births and Deaths Act was enacted by Parliament to enforce uniform civil registration throughout the country. Next, National Survey Sample Survey. National Sample Survey. Data on fertility and mortality from the census are not very reliable, and they are also available only once in 10 years. In the absence of reliable data from the civil registration system, the need for reliable vital statistics at national and state level is being met through sample surveys launched from time to time. In the 1950s and 60s, the National Sample Survey attempted to provide a reliable estimate of births and death rates through its regular rounds. However, the release of 1961 census data indicated that the birth rates and death rates and consequently the growth rates are often not estimated correctly. Many analysts at the point of time felt that the one-time retrospective recall surveys such as National Sample Survey may not be able to estimate the vital rates correctly. This resulted in a search for alternative mechanism estimate vital rates. The sample registration system was one such attempt. Next, sample registration system. The government of India in the late 1960s initiated the sample registration system that is based on a dual recording system. In the sample registration system, there is a continuous enumeration of births and deaths in a sample of by village urban blocks by a resident part-time enumerator, and then an independent 6 monthly retrospective survey by a full-time supervisor. The data obtained through these two sources are matched. The unmatched and partially matched events are re-verified in the field to get the correct number of events. At present, the sample registration system provides reliable annual data on fertility and mortality at the state and national levels for rural and urban areas separately. In this survey, the sample units, villages in rural areas and urban blocks in urban areas are replaced once in 10 years. Health surveys, NFHS, DLHS, and AHS. In the past about a decade or so, a few important sources for demographic data have emerged. These are the National Family Health Surveys and the district level household surveys conducted for the evaluation of reproductive and child health programs. Three rounds of NFHS surveys have since been completed. These provide estimates inter alia of fertility, child mortality, and a number of health parameters relating to infants and children and state level. They also provide information on the availability of health and family planning services to pregnant mothers and other women in reproductive ages. The DLHS provide information at the district level on a number of indicators relating to child health, reproductive health problems, and the quality of services available to them. Three rounds of DLHS surveys have been conducted so far. In each of the first two rounds, the surveys was conducted in two phases spread over 2 years. Wherein, under each phase of the survey, half of the districts in the state had been covered. However, in the third round of DLHS survey, 2007 to 8, all the districts were covered in one phase. The concept of annual health survey arose during a meeting of National Commission of Population held on 23rd July 2005 under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister, wherein was decided that there should be an annual health survey of all districts which would be published or monitored and compared against benchmarks. This was followed up by meetings with the Planning Commission, and it was decided by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, who would initiate follow-up action for implementation of this decision. The annual health survey aims to prepare district health profile of the 284 districts in the erstwhile EAG states and Assam on an annual basis. The survey will be done through the Registrar General of India, Ministry of Home Affairs. The survey has since been launched in April 2010. Uses of vital records. Some common uses of vital records in vital statistics are preparing